Figuring out when you're not present is a great start. If you can figure out when you're not present, then in that moment when you realize you weren't present, you become present. Another way to become present is just say, I am. Say, I am aware, or I am aware of being. And then try to feel your inner body. When you say, I am, it puts you in the present moment. I mean, if you're always waiting for some future moment to get to, or if you're treating the present moment like you have some more critical place to be, then you're not in the present moment. Make yourself present. You can go, oh man, I wasn't just present. Then all of a sudden you're present. As soon as you realize you were not present, then you become present. Now, that's the start. You got to do this all the time throughout your day, and you got to catch yourself thinking negatively or thinking the wrong way, and then you correct it. And eventually you're going to be able to catch a negative thought before it comes. But in the beginning, you have to really just kind of focus on changing your thoughts. Okay, so now you have a good idea of what presence is and how to get there. But how do you stay there? In the beginning, in the mornings and stuff, you can wake up in the morning and just tell yourself you're aware and become aware of your body. Notice the sensations you feel throughout your body and become aware and try to stay there and try not to have any thoughts. And if you do have a thought, just be thinking about your inner body or your breath or how your body feels. If you do this in the mornings before you get out of bed, it helps you center yourself and you'll be able to do it more throughout the day. And then when you're doing your daily tasks, how do you stay present? You got to focus on the task at hand. Focus on the task at hand and you're present. The moment you start wishing you were somewhere else or wishing you were here instead of there, that's what causes stress. So you just got to be here now. The present moment is the only moment there is. That's all we have. So when we want a future moment, we're stressed. If we're thinking about the past, we're probably depressed. So grasp the now. Notice the things around you. Be aware of your environment. When you're aware, you're present. So you got to focus on the tasks that you're doing. When you're playing a video game, you're present because you're focused on the task at hand. So you can do the same thing when you're at work. Focus on the task at hand instead of being on your phone or thinking about this or that. Especially when you're listening to people and having conversations, you want to really anchor yourself in the present moment by actually listening to them and feel your inner body and notice the sensations of how you feel while you're listening. You can even do this right now while you're listening to me. Start to notice the sensations within your body and anchor yourself in the present moment. You can pick one thing. You can feel the full energy field in your entire body. You can choose to feel the entire energy field within you, or you can just choose to focus on your hand or your foot, or if you have something, part of your body's in pain, focus on the pain and live with that pain. That can help you become present, and it will also help you dissolve that pain. It's a really difficult thing to do, but the best thing you can do to anchor yourself in the present moment is really focus on your body and the task at hand. And the moment your mind begins to wander, that's fine. Just try to bring it back. And the longer you can do this, the more often you do this, the bigger your gaps in thinking will be. And you'll notice you will feel better. People will notice you feel better. They'll be like, you look great today. This will happen. You're going to have conversations and interact with people, and you will use your thinking mind. But the fact of the matter is, you're not really truly using your mind unless you can find that state of presence and hold on to it. Because if you're not there, then you're not in control of your mind, and you're not in control of all your thoughts. So finding a state of presence, like a permanent state of presence, is the key to happiness. This is what they call enlightenment, and it's the end of all suffering. It gets easier and easier the more you do it. It's like a practice. And there's really no mastery of this. Mastery kind of implies that there's an end. There's no end to this. You're going to have to study it and practice it every day of your life. But it will change your life. It will bring peace, love, joy, and happiness and wealth into your life. Meditation has changed my life. Meditating is a hard thing to do. For the first year, I just fell asleep every time I tried to meditate. I was still accomplishing meditating, but now I can lay down for 45 minutes and put myself in the present moment and imagine my dreams and goals and desires all fulfilled. And I stay in that present moment. It's a practice. It's like I can't always do it as good as the next day, but overall, I get better and better each week. You got to be able to separate yourself from your thoughts. It's not the situation that's upsetting you. It's your thoughts about the situation. The ego's greatest enemy is the present moment. If you find the present moment and you stay in the present moment, your ego cannot run your life. Life seems like a succession of different moments, like some good and some bad, but ultimately, there's only one moment, here and now, the present moment. Everything that happens in the now. It's always now. It's kind of crazy to think about it. If you look around you, there'll be all kinds of evidence that time exists, like an apple rotting, or you growing old and dying. This suggests to us that time is real, but the only thing you ever experience in your life is now. You don't experience the past. When it was the past, it happened in the now, and you don't experience the future. When the future comes, it's in the now. Life is always now. So you really have to learn to be present with the now. Anytime you're doing a task, doesn't matter if it's a chore or something fun, you have to be focused on the task at hand. There's plenty of circumstances and there's plenty of evidence that show you that time is real, but yet we never experience time ourselves. All we ever experience is the present moment. Everything seems to be subject to time, but yet it all happens in the now. All physical things are constantly changing form and they will eventually disappear, including us. We grow old and die. But time is not real. Time is an illusion because we die. Because there's an expiration date on our lives, we don't see that it's always the present moment. If you go by direct evidence, there is no time. You only ever experience the present moment and what happens in it. The now is all there is. So how do we stay here and now? By being here now and accepting the moment for what it is. If your car's broken down and you're on the side of the road, accept the moment for what it is. What can you do about it? If a tow truck's on the way, they're on the way. You've done what you can do. There's no point to sit and stress about it or call a bunch of people and tell them that you're broken down and complain about it. This will do you no good, and in fact, it's kind of abusing their lives too, because if they're confiding in all your problems and agreeing with you and complaining along with you, now you're abusing somebody else's life. You're causing them harm by complaining to them. Just find the present moment and you say to yourself, what problem am I having right now at this moment? You don't have a problem right now at this moment. Right now, at this moment, what problems do you have? In the present moment, there are no problems. They're only situations. And you can change your situation by being more present with each situation. Whenever you become nervous or stressed, the ego has taken over. You're unconscious now. You're not present. When you're present, you're feeling good. Anxiety, stress, and depression, they all arise when we avoid the present moment. We tend to treat the now as an obstacle, and we just need to be here now. You have to plan your life and plan your future. It's okay to plan your future. That's different than, thinking about this future event all the time, because then you're going to be anxious or stressed. And the more reactive to situations you are, the more unconscious you are. Then you're not present. You want to be conscious and present. You don't want to react. You want to accept the moment for what it is. If there's something that needs to be done, you still want to be present and calm about the situation so that you can think clearly. Because when it does come time to do some thinking, the best way to be constructive and think clear and concise is to be present. So many people are dependent on other things, like this will make me happy. When this happens, I will be happy. When you're thinking like that, you're not present, because happiness is here and now. It's here within you. Every single person has it within them, and it is a choice. Happiness just doesn't come to a select few. It's here for everyone. When you're present and fully in the now, that presence will put a certain energy behind what you do, and it will transform what you do. This is the difference between okay and great. The painter who was present made an amazing painting, and the painter who wasn't present did okay. So, when you're present, you're going to be better at what you're doing. Athletes know this stuff. Athletes focus on the game and they put themselves in the present moment. Well, I guess they don't all know it, but they know what they call it the zone. They're playing, you're in the zone. And when they're not in the zone, what do they say? They were in their head. And what does it mean when you're in your head? It means you're thinking. So when you're playing a sport, an athlete who's good at the sport and he's playing it well, he's playing it in the present moment. And the moment he begins to think, he gets worse at the game. Grudges and forgiveness, you let go of grudges and you forgive people when you're present, because there's no room for that, and you've risen above it. You're in a state of forgiveness because you're full of gratitude. When you're present, you're feeling good and you have gratitude. You're thankful for life, really, because you're feeling your awareness of being. There's a life force within all of us, and we tend not to feel it because we're so distracted by all the thinking. Now, if we just sit quietly and feel our inner body and just notice the breath going in and out, you can really feel the vibrant life within you. And life is full, life is whole. There is nothing you need to do to make yourself whole except try to be present, because you're clouding your presence with all those thoughts and just pointless things. And those thoughts lead to activities. And now you're distracting your presence with doing things and thinking about being here when you're here but you want to be there, and you're thinking about all these things you got to do today, or whatever your mind is running off to, that's what you're going to deal with. Whatever you think and hold within your mind will become your life. Not every little thought you think is going to manifest into reality, but the main thoughts will. What you truly feel and believe about yourself, it's already manifested in your life. So the true primary purpose of your life is and should be to be in a constant state of presence. If that's the primary focus of your life, and then the secondary focus of your life is your outer goals and your outer purpose, whatever it is you want to do with your life, if you can work on your inner purpose, which is to maintain a constant state of presence. And once you can do that, your dreams will probably already have become true, because you're going to start manifesting quickly even before you can even maintain a constant state of presence, because it's going to take a while to get there. And as you're manifesting, when you're in the present moment, you're going to start seeing your dreams come true. And then you're really going to know that this is working. And then you're really going to want to focus on being in the present moment. The other main thing you can do to help you maintain a constant state of presence is get this book, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. This book has truly changed my life, and I've probably read it 20 times. So as soon as you're done, read it again. And you can even find the audiobook on Spotify if you don't want to read it. Listening to it is great. I've listened to it hundreds of times. I don't stop. This book is in my life all the time. It helps me maintain my presence. Pretty much everything you're hearing from me, I have learned from this book. Peace out.